Good evening, VPG. We are back. It's match day. Well, God knows, Dom and I can't even count that high.
22. Let's go.
I've got it as 22. I don't know about you. Mons Calpe.
I got 22.
Mons Calpe behind me on the screen have got 21. We're in the 20s somewhere. We're in the 20s. Good evening. Hopefully you guys have had a good start to the week. We're almost at Christmas, which means I guess we might be almost finished this season, Domino. I don't know.
Who knows, mate? Who knows? We're here for a long time, not a good time.
We just keep turning up in the hope that there are some games on. And the games we've got on tonight, we need to be quick because we're actually just a little bit late. The games we've got on tonight are absolute bangers. Heritage take on Mons Calpe first and foremost. That is UK Prem. We always kickstart the evening with UK Prem, and tonight is no different. A little bit different, though, is the next game after that, Domino. Class taking on Wizardry. That is the UK Pro Series semi-final. The final will be next Monday, which is the final stream of this season. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, no Thursday this week, and then that Monday is the final stream. After that, take a trip over to the esports premiere. Of course we do. You know how it goes by now. And it's SAF Prolific versus the runaway league leaders team GMask. Once again, blessing our television sets. And last but certainly not least, and they're actually not last anymore, is SV Volt versus Fenerbahçe. One of our favorite teams to watch, Domino, Fenerbahçe, because I think they don't care anymore. I think they're there now. I think they're just putting on a good show for everyone. So watch out for that one. SV Volt. For those of you who don't know, they sacrificed their points halfway through the season, so started on absolutely zero, and are off the bottom of the table as of last week. So a feel-good story for them. Not anyone else that they overtake, of course, Domino, but feel-good story for them nonetheless.
Yeah, April, and they are an unbelievable side, and I'm looking forward to seeing Junior Neymar up top again.
Oh yeah. He has been absolutely sensational this season. Right then, Zyna's in the chat. Just joking, of course. Vina's in the chat. Playing CDM again tonight. He's going to be babysat by Mick Q. Good evening to you, sir. Mons Calpe, again, they're 7th in the league. Heritage are 5th in the league. 3 points behind our Mons Calpe. But to be honest, I don't think their focus is on the UK Premier at the moment. I think it's on the Elite B, which they are top of, and it's tight up there. So again, obviously they're going to be chucking everything into every game, but I think their focus mainly is on that Elite B, which means this game should be a blessing because, again, Heritage, they've got Leo up front, who they've signed from someone we saw on a Monday night, who is a very, very good player, and Harry Newman plays up front for them as well.
That's
So
a teammate.
yeah, we're getting ready to go. We are getting ready to go straight in tonight because we were a little bit late. Everyone else is on time for once, but so yeah, we'll chuck us into the action. Domino, if there's anything you want to say about either of these two sides, we'll put the team sheets up again at halftime just so we can get a cheeky little look. But for now, we'll just sit back and enjoy it, Domino.
Oh, 100% April. And Mons Calpe, in the last game that we saw, they play absolutely sensational football.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
Little Engine 2-1. Sorry to remind Little Engine, that's a great tackle, by the way. And
got the goal kick as well.
The goal kick. But they're a sensational football playing side. Play the game the right way, the beautiful way, April.
Do you know what? They're actually one of the better, or in, I'm going to say like top 10 worldwide of the football they play. And don't get me wrong, that's a big shout. They're Elite B side, they're 7th in the UK Premier, but the way they knock the ball around, this core that have stuck together, it's a really good watch. And whenever we've seen them this season, they have been fantastic on the ball as well. They've not always got the results they wanted, but they've entertained us, Domino, and that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, they entertain the fans here, playing some excellent football, April. It's the way they transition through the thirds, and there's...
Yeah.
Oh my.
Adebayor, edge of the box, straight down the throat of Arrowbase, and that is the first bit of action we've seen so far of the night, of the week. Welcome, guys, if you are joining us. 10 minutes in. Yeah.
What just saying just literally seconds ago about the beautiful football there.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable, front to back, intricacy in the play. It was excellent, and if I'm honest, Heritage need to get a little bit of foothold in there because this Mons Calpe team are having real joy, not only down the flanks, but in the middle of the park and playing some great position football.
Yeah, that's the problem with Mons Calpe. They can hurt you all over the park. And Heritage, again, they're 2 places above Mons Calpe, so absolutely no slouches. But Mons Calpe just, this back end of the season really have just hit form, and another big save by Arrowbase. Edge of the box power shot there, palmed away as if he was Superman, but Sam does manage to stay on side, gives it to the skipper Mo Hussein, but Ellis comes out. Harry Newman, his first touch of the game. Leo, their new signing.
And the reason we like seeing Mons Calpe, because they are a great, expansive footballing side, but they will give you chances, and it's because of the style they play, because they play with so many bodies up top, they overload both wing positions, but they give you chances going forward. So
They're
it's something
brave,
Heritage will know about.
Brave on the ball is how I would describe them. Very good footballing team. Yet to break the deadlock so far, but the only 2 chances of the game have gone to this Mons Calpe side. They are away from home this evening. 3 points behind their hosts, Heritage. This is the last week of the UK Premier season. All games will stop as of Thursday evening. And again, just a reminder, we are not here Thursday evening, but we'll give you a bumper edition on the following Monday, so a week today, to make up for it.
See, look how good we are to you guys. You can thank us in the comments.
Monday, Tuesday, Monday. Final 3 streams. It's been a long old season, Domino, an enjoyable one. But I think we ourselves and the players and the teams all looking forward to Christmas, having a break and coming back at it come January when there's maybe some updates. Vipers Ken pinches the pocket of Leo and Frankel completes the clearance. They go long.
But from now until next Monday, there's still a lot of football to be had. There's still a lot of games to be won, and there's still a lot of titles in the balance and on the line at the minute, Abel. And this is my favourite part, Abel, when we get to the business end of the season.
This is so businessy right now. Leo, edge of the box, shifts it. I was going to say shifts it onto the left foot. Instead, he Travellas it with the right. A big save from Matt D23. Another world-class goalkeeper ruining our streams by keeping the scores level. But Heritage allowed to get a foothold in this game. And Matt D, again, fantastic save at that far post from Harry Newman. A good effort from him. It's 2 chances apiece now, Domino. Just like that, it's evened up. And Heritage on the attack here. What a finish that is from Ellis. He's absolutely pile driver that, Domino. He could not have hoped for a better connection with that half volley. And that is how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. Not against the run of play by any stretch of the imagination, Domino. But like you said, they needed a foothold in this game. And that's more than a foothold.
I did say this Mons Calpe team give you chances. However, by no means, Abel, was that smash and grab. Heritage worked themselves back into that game, creating chances, creating situations that made Mons Calpe go and defend. And when they got their goal in the last 10 virtual minutes, Heritage was definitely on top. And they're coming out here and playing some lovely football.
Some good stuff, man. It's good to watch.
And that's good mentality from any team, Abel. Well, Heritage got Mons Calpe.
He's managed to get it through. Adebayor drops the shoulder. Goes
my 8 ball is different mentality. And I tell people time and time again, tune in for the first game of the night.
Yeah.
Because it's the UK Prem.
You're going to switch off afterwards. Just make sure you get this first one.
First game of the night, April, because we're back.
Domino, it's Danny Connolly in a nutshell. There's a reason why he's one of the hottest strikers around. And the way he dropped the shoulder, he didn't even get half a yard. Any other player would have got half a yard there. He got himself 2 yards, sent the keeper for a Twix and fired it home. Him and Steve Brennan, Domino, it's a strike partnership of dreams. And once again, it it reiterates what this Mons Calpe side are about. Yes, as Domino said, they'll give you chances, but you're probably not going to keep a clean sheet against them because they can hurt you from all over the park. And Danny Connolly, Dadabayor has done it. Leveled things up, one apiece. Great ball, and they'll get a corner for their troubles as well.
And to be fair, April, last time it was straight off the training ground. So let's see if Mons Calpe here can correct their mistakes, make sure they're diligent on their man. Nope. He does win the free header again, and yes, he does stay with the man.
It's the goal scorer.
Danger man here, right there.
It's the goal
on
scorer.
his right hand side.
Gets the ball in, back post. Frankel does well. We know he's a heading machine. And there it is.
Blown by April.
Confirmation of half time. I wasn't actually ready for that. I had to have a little look up. As we mentioned, we will bring the team sheets up, so you didn't get a real good look at those. We'll leave it on in the background actually whilst everything's going on. But Ellis, the left back, first and foremost, Domino, a sweet strike on the half volley. Fantastic finish from him, putting Heritage 1-0 up. Just when Mons Calpe looked like they were really taking the game to Heritage. How often do we see that in competitive clubs, Domino? But Mons Calpe hit back. What do you make of that first 45 minutes?
April was end-to-end stuff. Mons Calpe obviously started the game the first 5-10 virtual minutes really well, playing through the thirds. But if any team wants to know how to build in the game, watch that Heritage first half. Soak up the pressure, learn the patterns, make sure you're staying compact at the back. Didn't really give them much chances, and when you've got time to hurt teams, go out there and do so. It was actually such a well-constructed half from this Heritage time, and there is a reason they're this high up in the table. It's very good mentality for those boys. But the Mons Calpe goal, well, what I like about them, like we said earlier, they can hurt you from different positions. A team like Mons Calpe look like, I'm just going to stop it here, April, because that's great defending. It is on this right-hand side. And
collision. Nothing given. Sam's got it. Mux does well though. Yeah. I think the collision was between the two Mons Calpe players, which is why they didn't get anything for it.
He's megged him, April. He has megged him.
Brennan did well there, following in a good save. And Heritage complete the clearance, but a bit like the first half, Domino, it's all Mons Calpe straight from kickoff. They look hungry for more goals, and I'd be surprised if they didn't get them, because players like this man, the goal scorer, Dadabayor, Danny Connolly, Hussein gives it to C. Brennan, our cameraman for this evening, keeps the ball, back to his gaffer, breaks into the box, good block by Lucas. Playing it right back tonight, a very good player. His baller build is available on Pro Club's weekly YouTube channel.
Talk to me nicely.
Chrissy dispossessed by the other goal scorer. Ellis goes long, but again, Vipers heads it down.
And whether it's a tactic 8 ball to actually create an attacking position, or that's a bit sloppy there, or it is just to get the ball clear and so you don't want to get pressed. But they're not having a lot of joy from that long ball up top 8 balls again.
No. It does give them that respite they need though,
that's
and
someone
gets absolutely cleaned out there.
Yellow card, fair play. It's probably where it was in the pitch, but it maybe looked a lot worse than it was, April.
I think you'd be happy to just take the book in there. It certainly wasn't a professional foul, but just over just over 30 minutes to go, one apiece. Draw at the moment, I'd say, is a fair result, but like I said, I can't see this one ending 1-1, that is for sure. Who is going to be a hero? Vipers Ken in the middle of this Mons Calpe defence. They seem happy just to keep the ball, and we're used to seeing that with Mons Calpe, but not so deep.
Yeah, they trust themselves on the ball and they trust the process of going forward. However, this is not real life football where you can knock it through the back and then play it out. You do get pressed quite heavily, and when you lose it, it is dangerous for you. But
yeah, at this level for sure.
The Mons Calpe do trust the process. That probably wasn't a yellow, so we're fine now.
on the balance of things. It's Lucas picking up that booking. The manager for Heritage, definitely not leading by example, eh? But Mons Calpe going back to this, very patient play. again, not what we're used to seeing with this Mons Calpe side. Usually heavy on possession, but it's normally in at least the middle third, if not their final third. And now Heritage look to spring an attack of their own. Halsey, good feet from him, the goal scorer. Ellis out to this left-hand side with Mux. Options for Days here. They go to the back stick, just about get it under with Mux. Good feet from him. Sam read it though, does well, gets it down the line to Adebayor. Good feet from him again. Sam does well. Feet for Days. Feet for Days. Strictly come dancing over here.
Ballerina April. Big fan.
But yeah, Mons Calpe do well. They get it back to the
inside.
danger man. Mick out wide to Chris C. Another very, very good and dangerous player. First time ball over the top. Keeper's committed, and it was the right choice.
I thought there was a chance there to hang out a leg 8 ball and see if you can get a flick on.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he was definitely pressing with it. FIFA did script it and it did fall nicely into the keeper's hands, but you are correct. Right choice, 8 ball.
Yeah,
Mons Calpe have just slowed the game down here. That's actually a really good tackle. I mean, it's like a playing for a point, 8 ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's deliberate or not. I'm sure there's method behind the madness, but I've definitely seen some pizzazz go out of their play in the last 10-15 minutes. I mean, they've committed players, and here it is, ball over the top, knocked down by the goal scorer Adebayor.
I mean, that's what playing at the back does, April, and that's why teams play at the back. If they can draw you on and play out the press, you cut out 4 or 5 people. So maybe it might be a tactic there, just to see if they're going to get 1 or 2 chances left.
I mean, the surprising thing for me is, and I think we said this on the last stream when Mons Calpe were playing Little Engine. Mons Calpe traditionally are a team that just say, we're not going to change what we do, you change what you do to adapt to how we play. So the fact that they would change their tactic for anyone is surprising. Hutch into the back post. Lucas, big block by William. And Sam does well, although Harry Newman's picked it back up. White shirts everywhere. Ellis, we've already seen what he can do. Gives it too much. They're just tossing it in, seeing what sticks. Ellis gets the shot off. Big save from Matt D, 23. I tell you what, I don't want to... It was slightly tame. It was a lot tamer than his first one anyway, but it was going top corner, and Matt D definitely had to do something about it.
It was as a Dan body position, April, where your body's angled away from you.
Oh, he's got to get his pitch onto the crossbar this time.
That did look routine, April.
Mons Calpe are living very dangerously right now, and Heritage are camped on the edge of their box. I don't think I've ever said that about a Mons Calpe side, but backs against the wall for them. We'll need to get it straight from the horse's mouth after this game, Dominic, because I need to know what the thinking is here. Something's gone awry, I tell you that. Frankel gets rid. I mean, if they go and get a goal here, then quite clearly, I probably won't bother asking the question, Domino, but... Power shot, first time! Oh, it's hit the net, but it's the roof of the net. High sticks. Good for you to join us in the dying embers of this game. It's been an intriguing one, Domino.
Oh, it's been a great game, April. And it's been very much your turn, my turn on possession, really. It's not been like a back-to-back basketball game, but both teams had good spells of possession. And each time, Mons Calpe in the first the game, and then the last 50 minutes has been on Heritage. We've got 1 virtual minute now. They have not got time to make 6 or 7 passes down the back row. It needs to be long, and it is being long. Last chance to throw the dice here, April.
Yeah, Bruno does well, and there it is. That's all she wrote for the 2 sides, and honest even, the points are shared. Domino, as you said, it was a... It was almost as if both sides respected each other a bit too much in that second half.
Yeah, I mean, it was not as far as the first half. Those 2 goals going in back-to-back, quick succession of each other. The game just caught a light really quickly. I think both teams definitely tried to score. I think Heritage more off the conventional way, where they pressed them, they put them in dangerous spots, and they pinned them in. Where, I don't know, the Mons Calpe towards the end 8 ball, it was more of a... It might be their style of play, and like I said, that's what they do. But it's a tick-attack around the back, draw the team on. They couldn't play out the press. They went long a couple of times. Maybe just a little bit of decision-making. But what a game, April. What a game.
Yeah, and I think that's the main thing, isn't it? It was a very, very good game, and we can show you what that does to the league table, he says, as he struggles to get the league table up. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Heritage 5th. They will remain 5th. And Mons Calpe 7th. They were just 3 points behind them, so it was a chance for Mons Calpe to catch them up. And that's why I say, Domino, when you suggest maybe they're okay with a draw, well, that was their chance to catch them up.
Yeah.
With, I'd say, similar goal differences. It's a tricky one. Like I said, I'll try and get the reasoning behind it, but hey. That it is what it is, and as always, both sides, Domino, Mons Calpe and Heritage, always a pleasure to call your games. And do you know what, Domino? I think in the intro as well, we spoke about that Mons Calpe side having bigger fish to fry. They are top of Elite B. Win that league, and you are in the VPG Esports Premier. You're in the big time. So I don't know. Maybe their minds are elsewhere. We'll try and get some words from the gaffer and let you guys know. But as far as we're concerned, that one is done and dusted. So I'll remove that. And let's take us to our second game of the evening. And it's a big occasion, Donna. I think it's the first big occasion we've had this season on stream. We've had some big games, but big occasions.
Yeah,
None so bigger than this, Domino, and it is Class, who obviously we're very used to seeing in the UK Prem, taking on Wizardry, who are in Champ B, so that third tier of VPG. This is a very, very, very good opportunity for Wizardry to collect some silverware, to collect some money. But they're coming up against a very good and efficient side, Domino.
Yeah, I mean, games played on paper, 8-ball, Class walks away with this, but Wizardry have done so well to get in the position they are. And sometimes when you're in these games, and I wouldn't say you've got nothing to lose, because obviously you have got a lot to lose here, but you're going to play out with the confidence that, look, they're the top dogs, we're the underdogs, we're going to go out there, we're going to play our football. The pressure's on Class. Class have got the pressure to go out and beat us. We've got zero pressure, which means you can take this to a decide, you can take this to penalties, and I love the intrigue and the pressure that's put upon, again, 22 people sitting at home.
That's it, and that's why we're here, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we love about competitive clubs, and that's why we'll continue to support competitive clubs. And historically, Domino, especially in this competition as well, we've seen the underdog do really, really well, because of that lack of pressure. The pressure is all on Class. Yes, it's a semi-final, and yes, Wizardry want to get there, but in the grand scheme of things, Class, a VPG Esports Premier side, if you counted all of the league positions between these two sides, then quite clearly, going off of that, Class are going to be massive favourites. And I think we've seen this season teams either not use that to their advantage and pay way too much respect to their opposition, and they just get steamrolled, or we've seen teams go, do you know what, we'll give you the first 10-15 minutes feeling out process, and then we're just going to treat this like any other game. And the good thing about these sides in the second, third, we've even had fourth and fifth tiers on the channel this season, is when we have these teams, they are towards the tops of their table, and Wizardry are second, 2 points behind. The only team ahead of them is Illegal Esports, Domino, and we all know about Illegal Esports.
We do, mate.
They shouldn't be in that league. So to be 2 points behind them is absolutely insane. So this Wizardry side, I do think Class will just be not necessarily worried, but they'll be aware of this side, Domino. Put it that way.
Yeah, 8-ball, and everything's fine margins. I think between the leagues, obviously, there is differences between player quality, management, positional work, tactics. But I do think the higher you go, the more redefined you are, the less mistakes you make. And I think if Wizardry can turn on, because players can compete with players 8-ball, they've got the same mechanics. Yeah. But this Class team, looking at the top there, and you need to look no further than Mr. Class Doyle and Mbezi. The perfect yin to his yang.
We needed to go and get the stats for Class Doyle because we didn't have them last week. It is 31 goals and 15 assists this season, which when you consider he can't play any higher than what he's playing. He's playing in the VPG Esports Prem and he's playing in the UK Prem. He can't go any higher, and he's banging in goals. And this is what we've said, there are teams out there crying out for a striker of that quality, and Class have got that. And then what they go and do then is they go and find a striker that complements a striker like Doyle in Mbezi.
Whoa, Abel. We went out and find the striker. I take credit for Mbezi. I'm not gonna
The world of pro clubs has us to thank for Mbezi. Yeah, absolutely. Missing tonight though is APX. So a massive blow for them. Tielemans steps in. Do you know what? I'm not sure I've ever seen Tielemans play, but I spoke to him quite a few times in DMs. Really nice guy. And normally, really nice guys are really good at pro clubs as well. So let's hope that's the case for Tielemans and Class. Not so much for Wizardry, though. They will not be hoping that is the case. And Tommy Jr., they've got themselves their own Class Doyle domino. 42 goals, 21 assists for that man this season. When I've seen him play, he's normally played in centre mid, CDM. He's popped himself up front for this season, God knows how long, but quite clearly he knows what he's doing in front of goal. So again, I think it's a bit of a battle of the two strikers tonight, because you've got two absolute freaks of nature here with over 70 goals between them this season. Maybe it's going to be a case of feed the goat and he will score. Who can do that more is going to go on into the final. I hope it's just a straight shootout. Don't know. I hope it's a gunfight and they just say, look, whoever's got the better striker can win this game.
Yeah, and that's great, because obviously have not seen much of Tommy this season, but we have seen a lot of Class Doyle. I think we've compared him to a lot of real life players, April, because he chops and changes styles, but he is one of those players that is your no-nonsense centre forward. Yeah. And the amount of knockdowns that man wins is criminal. I don't even know how he does it. People need to check heights.
That's a touchy subject this season. We assume everyone's playing by the rules. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they? But yeah, no, you are spot on. You know, if you're a tall striker, even if you're playing with height restrictions or not playing with height restrictions, and you're in your team to do a job, just watch Class Doyle, because what he does on the pitch is invaluable. It's almost like he should, if he got 10-15 goals a season, it'd be understandable because he does a lot for his team. But to do that as well as getting the goals, Dom, and that's why it comes with such high praise. You know, we see him week in, week out, and it's good to watch. Again, we'll do the rounds for Class, not so much for Wizardry, because we haven't seen Wizardry in a couple of seasons now, Domino, which is a real shame. But they have been bugging us all season to get them on the channel, and then what better timing than the semi-final?
Here it is.
What better timing? Roos is another key player for them. He's their gaffer. He's at that base of the midfield. Kane 10 as well in centre midfield is a very good player. So look out for those. And then of course Class, we always talk about that back four. Smitty in goal this season has been phenomenal. Benny and Harwood, of course, missing APX, but Tielemans, if he can slot in there and do exactly what APX does, then I think they'll give Tommy Jr. a run for his money. Lavieu, again, one of the best holding midfielders in this, I say in VPG, to be quite frank. And then you've got the likes of Mygan, Eternal Viper, and Teagues, Domino, who are just all players. They're just good, honest players who are very good at keeping teams ticking over.
And a lot of the credit, because obviously we give Class Doyle a lot of the praise and we know a lot about him. For him to do what he does, he needs a supporting role. He needs a cast around him. And I think that's what teams missing. Some teams that you look on paper, where you look at baller after baller after baller after baller, where each of them are taking the game of the scruff of the neck. Too many cooks in the kitchen, April. And what you look at this Class team, you look at that front man and be like, right, who's going to feed him? Who's going to play around him? That's the team of the game, 8 ball. You've got too many personalities or too many decision makers. Things don't get done. And Class are the perfect example of the philosophy working.
And don't forget, they lost Shaz for whatever reason. Obviously, we're not ever privy to what goes on behind closed doors. But, you know, and he was a good source of not only goals, but assists as well for players like Doyle and Vezi. And they seem to have just kind of got on with it and just filled those. And this is why I'm saying, you know, the players who are there now and have been week in, week out for Class, their recruitment is so good, and they do use quite a lot of players. And, you know, that tends to happen in VPG quite a lot, Domino, because you can kind of release yourself from clubs and whatnot. If it doesn't work out, you can just go. And for some reason, Class just, even when they have those players who do go, they still come in and do a job for them whilst they're there, and then they can go. Whereas most other teams, when they get these players in, they come in. If it doesn't work, it looks like it doesn't work. Whereas with Class, they just, their recruitment is perfect. They're spot on. They're able to get in these big players, big names, and Wizardry have got a very, very big task on their hands tonight, and I think a lot of it's going to come down to this first 10 minutes.
My Jesus Christ.
Wow, Teagues from about 30 yards, not giving this Wizardry side a chance to settle whatsoever. He's hammered the crossbar or post or stanchion or whatever the hell it was with the first shot of the game within 2 minutes of the game, and everyone, including the goalkeeper, including us up here, just sat and watched that.
Yeah,
and yeah.
April, if that's not hot coffee in the morning waking you up, I don't know what would be.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, like, the keeper looked cold. Oh my. Look, Wizardry is a big moment in the first actual 5 minutes. They just need to compose themselves. What did I tell you about Class Door level? He doesn't lose aerial battle, but they left them open there, April.
Here is the dangerous Tommy Jr.
Very well done.
Lavieu, there he is. Very, very capable defensive midfielder. The kind of midfielder you don't mind leaving at the back when you send your big boys up for the corners. Just showing us why there. But yeah, it is Wizardry in the orange, if you hadn't already guessed. Class, as per usual, in that blue and white Malaga kit. But early signs pointing towards Class domination, which I think Wizardry will be more than happy. It being 0-0 now, we did say going into this game that first 10-15 minutes, use it as a feeling out process. If you can remain at 0-0 and have got like a good feel for the game, the pace of the game, what they want to do with the ball, what they want to do off of the ball, then you're in good stead. And Wizardry are almost there, Domino. They're almost there.
Yeah, and then that's the one thing. I mean, they just lost the ball in the middle of the park there, April. I'm like, you'd forget the flossing for the first 10-15 minutes, and you'd do the safest and most direct thing.
Keep the safety on. Keep the safety on.
Yeah, not cheap goals. But when you've got positions like here, April, you can make them count, and unfortunately they don't. But yeah, like, you'd want to see out this first 20 minutes here, and they're looking okay on the ball here, April. Like
the signs are good because they've got through on goal twice already, and that's normally the case in these cup games because Wizardry are a side who, again, like we see with a lot of these underdogs, are used to winning week in, week out because they're towards the top of these, you know, albeit lower leagues, but it's still hard to get out of that winning mentality. And quite clearly, having gone through on Class's goal, I'm going to say 2 half chances. The positive signs are there, and it should be a good rest of this game. 70 minutes to go, 0-0. Ball goes over the top. Class Doyle looking for that one. Is he going to get seconds? Teagues is instead. Gives it to Invezi. Class Doyle. Bit of space, edge of the box, looking for that Travella. We've seen that before this season. Migan to Zayjord. Good defending from Wizardry so far, but under a lot of pressure here with Teagues, the man who did hit the woodwork early doors. Con sweeps up well, goes long, but no Wizardry players anywhere near that. Far side. Roosters skipper picks it up into Drog's feet. Looking for that worldy ball, but Harwood will sweep up. Smitty goes long.
Yeah, sometimes when you get starved of the ball, 8 ball, too much, you get in that too direct feel where when you get on the ball, you lose it quite quickly again, and then it's just rinse and repeat. Class then will hang on to it and dominate position, and it kind of just kills your confidence. It kind of just takes a battering. No one wants to
there it is. The flick on to Invezi. Goes near post, but Jammers does well. Good save from him. stood up, kept his cool against a very, very good striker. And Domino, the flick on from who but...
He's positioned himself there.
The thing is, Dominic, what can you even do to defend against it? Because I'm sure they're aware of it. I'm sure Wizardry are aware of it. But what can you realistically do about it?
Yeah, I know, April. And to be fair, like you've seen him play against. Look, April, you've seen him play against the You've seen him play against absolute best, and it's just that Harry Kane-esque in real life. He backs into April.
Yeah,
he really does. The whole round, and he gets the flick on, and. We see it time and time again, April, where this is tried and defenders just absolutely gobble up the strikers. Where I've not really seen a centre half aerially get the better of Glass Doyle, which is odd because it must show that there is a method, there's a secret there. Whatever the team's doing or he's doing, of either backing into the striker or putting the ball a little bit shorter, so the centre half has to run round him.
But yeah, for those of you who don't know, the centre backs in VPG are 6'2", and the strikers can't be more than 6 foot. So hence why we're saying why it's so weird he wins so many headers. But here's Tommy Jr. has his pocket pinched by, I think, Teagues in the nick of time. We'll come back to Wizardry, just able to put their foot on it a little bit more at the moment as this ebb and flow of this game goes in favour of. I tell you what, Smitty's gone down. He's got very lucky there, Domino. He'll tell you.
I don't know how he's not taken him out, April. It's the mechanics that have just shuffled him across.
He'll tell you he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's brave and fair play. He got the ball, April, but it looked like he went through the back of him.
He did, 100%.
But yeah, I mean, they're still there. And look, we're 5 minutes left of this first half. And yes, Class have probably dominated the ball and had the better opportunities. But you'd be happier going in the Wizardry at the minute, April.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Wizardry have seen what Class are about already. Bang on cue. And they've dealt with it to a certain extent. They've had one through chance for Invezi, one absolute thunder rocket from 30 yards. But other than that, they've not been under the cosh too much. And I genuinely think that will make up the crux of their halftime team talk is, right, if this is the best they've got, then why don't we go out in this second half and show them the best that we've got? Because I don't think Wizardry have been at their best, but I think that's what they needed to do this game, Domino, is exactly what they've done there. And it just stay in the game, see what they're about, give their opposition as much respect as you possibly can without kind of bending over backwards for them, essentially, and say, right, okay, well, second half, now we know, let's go and play our game. Let's see what they can do against what we've been doing for the last 8 weeks, which has put them second in their league, in their respective league.
Yeah, 8-ball, and I think on the pitch you can see the table class, should I say, about between both teams. And for me, it was the decision making of Wizardry on certain periods. They had a great break. They had a man streaming down his left side. It was a simple pass going attack. There was a long ball forward that the keeper came out and grabbed when they had good territory to run into the box. And the second time, the keeper had the ball and two strikers went out to press him and just leave gaps. Wizardry just showing a little bit of decision-making lapses, but 8-ball, they're well in this. They've got the players there.
That's it, mate.
That can hurt you. And it's 0-0 going in there. They just need that one chance, but the chance here falls. Get it clear.
Agard does well with the block. They go long. It's going to get swept up by our cameraman for tonight, Benny. Thanks for not snapping on and off your camera, good sir. Yeah. Ball goes long. The red shirts of Wizardry are up. Great Dane takes it in his stride. Gets the shot off early. Smitty, fantastic save. It's going to stay in though with Busy. Back sticks. Headed down. Drog with the shot. Big save by Smitty again. And a knockdown that Class Doyle himself would have been proud of, Domino. And it's not out yet. Wizardry really turning the screws on Class. Are they going to be susceptible now though? They have managed to stem that counter-attack. I think it's Class's turn just to keep the ball and go, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's our goalkeepers really dug us out there. And as we always say on this channel, having world-class goalkeepers in goal, why not? Why, that's what they're there to do. That is what they are there to do. But I think this might open this game up a little bit more, Domino. Now, Class are being given to something to think about. And Wizardry.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
And Wizardry can smell blood as well. And I think this is what was needed to open this game up a little bit. And yeah, Dominic, like you said, fantastic ball. No one on the same wavelength though.
No.
All over the top again. Smitty stays this time. It is Drog. Edge of the box, free header. Smitty again. World-class save on the bounce as well, Dominic. That's
Beautiful
some impressive
ball,
stuff.
Beautiful movement, April. Got up like a salmon. Yeah, and the keeper got down very quickly. All really good work. And I tell you what, there's a little bit of a purple patch here for Wizardry. Can they make it count? It's going to come back to them. Is it first time ball back?
Oh, he's offside. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And yeah, backs against the wall for Class. They go long again. Wrong striker. Which means Wizardry are going to take control of this. And you can see why they're flying high in their league, Domino. They're a good side. Not only are they creating chances against this top team, but they're playing out through the thirds. I knew that was going to happen as soon as I complimented that. Why Russo? The gaffer wins it back. Class Doyle there again. Russo for the second time. Agard does well. Hey, having a good game here. And again, that ball over the top is on. Oh, he couldn't lock on. He couldn't lock on. Drog wins it though. Maigan back there this time doing the defensive duties from right midfield. And that tells you where this Class side are at the moment, Domino. That right midfielder playing as effectively a right wing back.
And Abel, yeah, it's just a chance here for Class to be like, right, okay, boys, what is happening here?
Yeah.
And it's their chance to be the nail, Abel. Just make sure you can stay tight because they're in a bit of a purple patch here. It only takes one chance. It comes to a Bezzy. It's great defending. There is a scramble, Abel. Someone is in his circle.
That is a full-on ruck. And that all came from Class Doyle. That press. He's always a one-man press, Domino. Oh, I thought he was going to chip up to himself. And yeah, Wizardry's turn this time to sit back in and absorb some pressure. And a good bit of back and forth in this game. It's a semi-final after all, don't forget. And these two sides vying for a place in the final. They will play the winner of M&A or Mons Calpe, Domino. Class Door, edge of the box. Two Teagues with the shot. Big save this time from Jammers. Either keeper proving unpenetrable at the moment. It's 0-0, 20 minutes left, and it's not through lack of trying, that is for sure.
Right, Abel.
Good header by Dane.
Right, I've got a suggestion that I'm going to have to make to Abel.
No goalkeepers.
Hold on. It's close to that, Abel. It's close to that. No skill points or play styles for keepers. That's going to be the new one.
Great shout. Great shout. Love you to Eternal Viper. Swings it in. Headed out this time by Fame.
Decision making there, April. Decision making there. He's got away with that. He has got away with that.
And that's happened a few. That's happened a few times for Wizardry. Don't get me wrong. It's risk versus reward, and I get that. But I think when you put this much hard work to get to this stage, not only just in this game, Domino, but of this tournament, you don't want to gift a side like Class something easy, especially a side where when they do lose the ball high up, Class are a side who can punish you. They've got those clinical strikers. And that's not how you want to bow out of this semi-final or any semi-final. And I would just be saying, look, maybe for the last 15 minutes we don't do that. We don't want to get caught. It'll be devastating, especially at this stage of the game. It's worked a lot of the time. And
oh my!
Okay. Yeah.
It was a horrible kind of do I come, do I not? Will it just touch off my chest?
That's it.
Who knows? Yeah, I would have been well in my goal, April.
Oh yeah, I'd be bricking it on my goal line right now. Wizardry knocking around the back nicely. 10 minutes remaining though. They do head back to Jammers, who I was going to say I imagine will go long given the time. Tommy Jr. had a quiet game.
The ball there, April. He had the ball on that left-hand side. I thought he was just going to slide him in there. He did turn back and unfortunately got his pocket picked. And again, April, like this half is probably one of the most even halves we've pulled, I would say, all season.
It just goes to show, doesn't it? Yeah, it just goes to show that this VPG League pyramid, it goes deep. It goes deep. Ramos swings it into the back sticks. I mean, the linesman was waiting there for something. I think Klaas would have preferred to have a free kick, but settle for the throw-in. Nothing on for them. This press from Wizardry is heavy. They're going to have to go long, yeah. And shock horror. Klaas Doyle's come about 80 yards to come and win that. Wizardry gets some reward for that heavy press, but don't do anything with it. 4 minutes remaining, Domino. A goal here would win it for either side.
I'm going to say, I'm going to call people out. For the first time in the last 10 minutes, both teams look nervous.
Oh, yeah. I'm nervous for them.
Mate, like I said, the controller would be down already.
Yeah.
I'd already be called in for an emergency.
Yeah.
I'll be in the game.
Bust out one of those best excuses. Like, sorry, my cat's on fire or whatever it is.
Exactly one of them, Abel. But you've seen a couple of nervy passes.
Exhibit A.
Again,
good timing.
There, Abel.
This is better though. Keeping the ball. I mean, he's just slide tackled himself down the line. Domino, you're spot on, mate. You're spot on.
Slide tackled himself. It's not a lie. It's not a lie. Genuinely happened.
One last chance. Over the top it goes. And again, that just spot on. 20 minutes of pure nerves is going to take us into extra time, he says, as the ball goes over the top. Here comes Hayward across. Of course he wins that. And Domino, just like that, we have extra time and potentially penalties.
Abel, every time we see a 0-0 game, and we've got extra time, it has to go to penalties. Like I can't watch a 0-0 game, as good as a 0-0 game that was, because it's one of the best 0-0 we've had on the channel. We need it to go see in penalties. Abel, I'm going to push you here. I'm going to put you on the spot. If there's one team that you feel in that first 90 minutes that can get a winner in this period of extra time, who are we going with?
To be honest, if Wizardry play the way they played in that first 15-20 minutes of the second half, I don't see why not, because Smitty was the only reason they didn't pull ahead in that game. Whereas a lot of what Klaas were relying on was Wizardry losing that ball in that midfield area, in that centre mid CDM area. If Wizardry can scrap that, and don't get me wrong, I know a lot of good comes out of that, but I think now is the time for Wizardry to say, look, we've got Tommy up front. He's got 40 plus goals this season. Why don't we just try and feed him as early as possible? We've got Drog up there as well. Try and make something stick. And maybe the first 15-20 minutes of this, go for it. If nothing's sticking, then chuck it down to penalties and luck of the draw. But I think Wizardry will back themselves here. I've not seen enough from Klaas tonight. This has not gone how I thought it would go. I thought they would bombard them, if I'm totally honest. And I think Wizardry have held their own nicely. Klaas haven't been at their free-flowing best, but it's been a nice two styles of play.
Yeah, absolutely, April, and it just needs a little bit of quality in the final third. The one thing that we're missing, because again, the football is fantastic through the thirds, April. The one thing we're missing is just that it's not even the final pass; it's the pass before that. I mean, we've seen very, very little shots, I would say, that are in some dangerous positions. And when we have done April, there's been some big reactions. I would say, and there's not enough time where I'm thinking he should shot there, but he decided to pass it. They just haven't got in those positions to work a shot.
I tell you what, I'd like to see from Wizardry is their strikers hold the ball up a little bit more. I appreciate they don't want to get caught on the ball, fine, but there's been a few chances where Tommy in particular could turn on it, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's part of their game plan, fine, but it's just forced to come back. Exhibit A, just forced to come back, where, you know, that Wizardry have got players up. I'm sure it's part of the game plan, but for me, from a pure neutral, not knowing what that game plan is, I'd expect him, to get the ball and just do that.
That's
basically.
Better, April. Yeah. And those are the positions I'm thinking about, where you could either do the one more pass or shoot, and we just haven't been into those positions. That's fantastic, and this is what you don't want. This man, Klaas Doyle, can do it all, score and assist. He's taken it to the byline, April.
Yeah, they couldn't decide who was going to press him, could they? They could not decide between the two. I was going to say they live to fight another day, but the centre-back, I'll tell you what, fine. Oh, you know what time it is.
Oh, Abel, don't. Abel, no one on the channel and no one in our comments need to hear you moan about the 40 minutes. Right. I think I'm going to talk about these 40 seconds just so I don't have to hear you comment on the 40 seconds. But if you want your time in the spotlight, Abel, if you want your moment, please say it. Carry on.
I do, and I'm going to take you off the camera. EA, this needs to change. Okay, we can't have 45 seconds here. It doesn't make any sense. It's a waste of everyone's time. We played 15 virtual minutes. What is that in real time? It's about 50 seconds. It's stupid. Get rid of it. It's actually longer than the half.
Okay, are we back, 8 Ball? We okay?
We're back.
We done? Okay, right, here we go. 8 Ball, last 15 to decide it. Not much happened in that first 15. Is there a match winner or is there a big mistake from an individual? I'd rather the former, 8 Ball. I'd rather the former.
Domino, it's got 0-0 written all over it. Let's go to pens.
Well, I tell you what, 8 Ball. I tell you what, 8 Ball.
It almost worked. My reverse psychology almost worked. Benny, not now. Benny, you've been great this whole time. Teagues. Love you in there this time. Gets the shot off. He's going to fall to glass door and keeps it on. Oh, he went for the back post as well. Everyone.
He just took that spin 8 Ball. He could have hit that and it turned away from him.
Everyone on the pitch available to score for class, and it falls to LeVue. It's not who they want it to fall to. No offense. And that's Teagues this time. It's impossible to commentate over Domino because when it gets into those areas, it's so scrappy. It's just cannoning around. Sometimes it's just good just to sit back and enjoy the chaos.
Yeah, I just wonder how the last FIFA never had that. This FIFA has it every game.
Several times.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Here is Doyle. Gives it to his centre half. Any shouts for man of the match, Domino?
It's hard at the minute. I think it'd be one of the keeper in nets actually after a couple of big saves.
Yeah, Smitty's been fantastic.
LeVue's been fantastic.
Yep.
I think LeVue has just been, again, it's the players that you don't say their name that often, the ones that go missing in like our commentary, but they just do that dog work, that grunt work. But yeah, there's lots of people here, 8 Ball, that can win. I just don't think there's been one shining star, one big name that we've called constantly on there. But there's a couple of shouts here. Maybe someone in that Wizardry camp, because being honest, 8 Ball, they are the underdogs and they've held this team, looks like, for 120 minutes, taking them 2 penalties to get into this final, 8 Ball. And I think we just need penalties now, because if someone scores now, I'm going to be raging.
And from that point, it really, truly is just a lottery. So we could have just done this whole thing on a coin flip, if I'm honest. Tommy Jr. does well, getting all the way back. And that's what I said, Domino. Do not want to get caught there. 0-0, it is 120 minutes officially done and dusted. 0-0, it is maybe going to stay unless Klaus Doyle wants to do something about it. He comes back out that final third, they get away with it.
Well, he's in that position, you have nothing to lose. You're just going to hammer it, right? We are penalties, we go straight, there's no 40 seconds. 8 Ball doesn't need to talk about it. Who's stepping up first? Who's won the coin toss? Who's putting the pressure on the other team? Oh, it isn't. Right, it's Mr. Doyle, 8 Ball. The season hero.
It's the gaffer.
The big gaffer. Ice in his veins, 8 Ball. And he tells you pressure is for tyres.
Sends the keeper the wrong way. 1-0 to Class. Here is Drog. Guesses the right way. Good save from Smitty. Puts the pressure on. Invezi save as well. Right, chance to level it up for Wizardry. Another save! 3 saves in a row! Teagues, give us something.
Don't go right side. Right side, what a penalty that is, by the way.
Wow.
It's down the middle, 8 Ball.
Great Dane steps up for Wizardry. Under massive pressure.
I told you, it's psychology. Wizardry haven't scored one yet, 8 Ball.
Here we go then, to win it. Sends his team into the final. It is that man on your screen. It is Viper. And Domino, Smitty was my shout for man of the match before we even went into penalties. And
You say it now.
I called it already. You were too busy gassing trying to give man of the match to about 15 people, you coward. Right. Commiserations to Wizardry. That hopefully they take solace out of the fact that they just took a VPG Sports Premier and UK Premier side all the way to the complete and utter end 120 minutes worth at 0-0. Sorry, I'm just letting everyone know we're ready. Yeah, commiserations to those guys, and congratulations to Class, who did it the hard way. Absolutely did it the hard way. They'll face either Mons, Calpe or Emanate in that final. We'll try and, if there's anyone in the chat who knows, let us know. But we'll try and work out who they are facing. That will be the final for that will be Monday. Domino, I want to wear a suit. You want to wear a Christmas jumper. So we'll be wearing Christmas jumpers.
Of course we will. Absolutely. We wear suits on occasion, but if
Domino always gets his way.
If there is a theme like Halloween or Christmas or Easter or Hanukkah,
dressing up like Easter bunnies,
or Black Friday, we are just gonna.
We're not doing Black Friday.
April, I was about to say, how would you go on like just the highs and lows of penalties and all the drama, and you're on a bit of a come down. You're just like, right, well, next game is just gonna be. It's going to be pointless because we've just seen that. And then you look at your screen table, it's GMask versus SAF.
SAF Prolific are at home to GMask. There's confirmation. And if we can have a little look at this table, 104 points with 7 games left to go. Everything but mathematically done and dusted for Team GMask. Yes, there are a few sides who can get close, like Capri, for example. They've got the 3 games in hand. But effectively 14 points behind, 24 points behind. See, my maths is just on fleek tonight. Is it going to happen? Probably not. But we've got to be here for it. We've got to be here for it in case it does. And SAF Prolific are more than capable of doing that to a side like Team GMask. And Domino, I'm just going to have a quick little look at their team. And yes, I can confirm it is the same team as always.
And that's what I mean, April. No one's allowed this cheat. Mr. Joan Lukaku cracked a whip in that GMask team. No one's allowed
days
holidays.
off. Mr. No days off. To be fair,
and
go.
Fun fact though, for everyone else on the channel, April, who was the last team to beat GMask on this channel?
That's a good question.
It was SAF Prolific, April.
No.
Last
no,
team to beat
it
them
was not.
However,
no, that was on penalties. No, that's cheating.
And there's an asterisk. I was about to say there was an asterisk on it because they beat them 4-2 on penalties. There was an asterisk there.
That's not. That was not. No, I'm not having.
Who won and lost the game? April, me and you could have a handbags in a minute. GMask lost the game. There was an asterisk because it was not in the 90 minutes. I can understand that.
What we should do, what we should do next time Team GMask are on the stream, which I imagine is tomorrow. We don't bring up the team sheet and we'll see if we can name that 11. I genuinely think I could do it.
You're not going to get good odds on that.
So yeah, as we saw from the league table, those boys are absolutely sailing. They're also sailing into the game right now. Thank you very much. But SAF Prolific, Wes is playing tonight. Tuanze and Everett. Cooler FX, who has been playing at centre back, steps into that CDM position as we've seen over the last few weeks, and he's been phenomenal, Domino. So hopefully he keeps up that good form if you're a SAF Prolific fan, of course. Big test for Wes, though. I mean, it's a big test for everyone, but someone who's coming into this game slightly cold. Crimmy and SJ Clay are back in. Diddy is in, obviously, unfortunately named, but and Sentinel, of course. Man needs no introduction, so I won't give him one, but are one to watch for tonight. Slowin's in the chat. CM Schofield are in the chat. Good evening to you, boys. Thanks for tuning in. And are we going to get this on the road? We are. Wow. There we go. First time of asking.
First time of asking. Players you're excited to look out for in this game.
Yeah. Names for days, mate. Names for days.
And I don't know, is it GMask? Do you reckon they've got the mentality to just take their foot off the gas, knowing that they're high flying in the league 8 ball?
No, Lukaku won't let him, mate. They won't let him.
No.
There's absolutely no chance. So speaking to a few of the boys last week as well, and it's just business as usual. When you've got that same 11, you don't need to convince anyone else to buy in, because quite clearly these 11 players have all bought in because they're doing it week in, week out. And that is the key to this. And obviously it's impossible, but then they've made the impossible possible. And obviously they're all world-class players, but having that same 11 week in, week out, it's almost impossible to defend against Domino. And
April, it's probably impossible to do.
Yeah.
You think of 11 different egos, 11 different people, 11 different situations where something could be a problem, or someone could storm out, or someone could not choose to turn up anymore. I'm
Here's
saying
a problem.
that, April, and I always say, once you get past this world-class Hall of Fame defence, you've got Mr. Wakabashai there. It's just.
And the weird thing is he's been the most impressive player in this side for the last 6 weeks. Honestly, I've messaged him about 3 times saying you were man of the match. He's been phenomenal, and which makes no sense because you saw the point tally, you saw the goal difference earlier on. This Team GMask side have been running riot, and yet their goalkeeper is still one of their best players, and arguably right now for me is the #1 in the world.
It's a very hard contest, but I'm with you, Abel, on that one. And we're decisive on opinions like this, but I wouldn't put many people ahead of him. But they have got the ball. This Team GMask team do take their chances.
Oh, headed down. Big save from Zap. And I tell you what, Domino, that man's not far behind. He's had a fantastic season this season. Point blank range. The knockdown from the gaffer, João Lukaku. And a big save. Keeping this SAF prolific side in the game early doors, 0-0.
And Abel, I'm going to say something here about how we are blurred from reality into our virtual reality lives. I was watching Arsenal play midweek, and I was like, what other team are just so dominant from corners like, all the time? I was like, there's another team that just have their set pieces just absolutely on fleek. And yeah, it's this GMask thing.
Yeah.
It's madness, April. It's madness. I'm living virtual lives here.
At least Team GMask got a better manager. We love João Lukaku.
We do love João Lukaku.
Here is Crimmy, the gaffer for SAF Prolific. To the byline. Goes near post to SJ Clay. Cuts it back to Diddy. Gets the shot off, but had its power taken out of it. And the ball trickles through to Wakabashai. Good signs, though, from SAF Prolific. 2 early chances.
Really good signs from SAF.
And you don't see that very often either. A lot of teams sit back and respect Team GMask. SAF Prolific are not that kind of side, Domino.
No, and you can see that beforehand. They know that they've got the ability on their day to beat any other team in front of them.
I agree.
And they'll go out and play like that, April.
And do you know what? I think Team GMask will know that as well. And with SAF are 8th in the league, so on paper, whoever's a runaway leader shouldn't really be fearing playing 8th in the league. But at home as well, don't forget, with these English servers, I think GMask won't be looking forward to this game, put it that way. And the early chances, the save from Zap as well, it just goes to show you why SAF Prolific should be feared. And they're another side who technically are underachieving this season, with them being 8th in this league. I think they would have set their sights a lot higher than that, if not champions. Chuanze does well. He's going to get a free kick for his troubles. And that's the problem in this league, Domino. We always say it week in, week out. There's no easy games in this league, and I've got a handful of teams. I've got about a dozen teams who are technically underperforming because they all had their sights on finishing in that top 3. Well, there are going to be 3 teams who finish there, so quite clearly the maths isn't mathsing. And that's what we love about this league. There's so many world-class sides in there. There's almost not enough places for sides. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and that's a great knockdown there, April, and this strike partnership here linking up together. It's a dangerous Rayo. He's got João Lukaku streaming forward, and well done, great defending.
Where's his answering the call so far, Domino? Good first 32 minutes. Oh god.
And here we go. Here we go.
Zap done his homework, Domino. A regular watcher of the channel. Have it. Why not?
That's my crossfield ball.
Tell you what, he's got change out of it. He's got change out of it. What do I know? Edge of the box. Back post is on if he wants it. He doesn't. Shifts it onto that left foot. And they get rid to Rayo and Wembyama, who are doing some damage so far.
Oh, 8
Gets
Ball,
change
fantastic.
out of
He can
it.
slide him through. He does. Rayo needs to hold the ball up here, 8 Ball.
Good feet.
Does it very nice. He just doesn't find a pass.
Wins
But
it
he wins
back,
it back, 8 Ball.
Christos, edge of the box, gives it to Wembyama, steps in again. But once again, Team GMask, not only are they good at corners, very good at pressing. And are they any good at free kicks from 30 yards, Domino? Asking for a friend. No.
Big deflection, 8 Ball. Look, 2 GMask corners. 2 well-handled corners. Keeper's definitely done his homework. He's roaming around that box, 8 Ball. And they put it away from him.
Oh no, Rayo,
8 Ball.
he's free. Zap does well, stands up, and yeah, he had every right to be angry at his team for that. That was too easy, and if they gave up a goal there, I think they would have been kicking themselves. Edge of the box, Christos.
Edge of the box, you've got it.
The body shape was absolutely tragic, but EA let him have it anyway. It hit the stanchion back, but fair play for having a go. Fair play. I think that might be the only time we've called for a shot from a ridiculous angle, and they've given it, and they've done it, so thank you very much.
Able, the power shot like symbol or the animation didn't even come up, just rocketed again. Fair play to you.
Yeah, thanks, Christos.
EA won't happen. You got Ladis Jr. there. If you can slide him in, he doesn't choose. Use him as a decoy. Wins it back, 8 Ball. And a lot of bodies. It should be another corner. It goes to a free kick.
I mean, to be fair, I think they'd rather have a corner.
Genuinely, they would rather have a corner. But it is big.
Wembyama this
about
time.
A 10-man wall, 8 Ball. Would you say 10-man wall?
That is, yeah, they've gone. I'll get in there if you want me to. Over the top it goes. Zap again. Massive save, because that one went like an absolute rocket. Big save again. Zap so far. Man of the match easily. Is another corner though. Back post is on. Goes across. Zap doesn't come. Tuanze deals with it though. Cooler to Diddy. 2 men up.
They could get some change here.
Oh, Ladis. That's the winger, Domino. That's the winger.
Yeah. And he's one of the most expansive, free-flowing wingers that I would never have, like, as a defender. Yep. The guy's just bag of tricks, and he just loves it. He just loves it.
That's what happens when Jan Lukaku is your manager. You have to lead by example. Wembyama thinking about getting that volley off Wes. Gets it down the line. I'll tell you what, the referee's dug him out there. 0-0. Not through lack of trying, of course. To be fair, it's probably gone how I expected. Team GMask having the fair share of things, but Saprolific looking dangerous in spells as well. To be honest, I mean, would Team GMask take a draw here, Dominic?
Yeah, points for GMask, and you just don't want to have that column on the far left and keep jotting up to your loss column. They've got games they've got games, I wouldn't say in hand, but games to play where an accumulation of points will see them comfortably win this league. Yeah. They wouldn't like to lose the game, but you know what? Anytime Team GMask step on the pitch, they're not looking to take draws, 8 Ball, they're looking to take heads. And I think Saprolific, mate, have done really well in that first half. I think GMask just started getting on top, and the dead balls, 8 Ball, just really seemed to zap some energy and their free-flowing ability, because it just seemed like GMask, a lot of mental concentration defending these corners.
Yeah. It's a lot to have to constantly get back in and defend against, especially when you are like even sometimes attackers, but especially midfielders who, you don't wake up on a Monday morning and go, do you know what? I can't wait to do some defensive work today. You want to get forward, you want to get some goals, you want to play that free-flowing attacking football, and you're there marking bloody Juan Lukaku and Valdi and Guto and co from the 5th corner of the first half, with probably more to come, as Ladis Jr. probably playing for the corner there. Guillem to Christoph. Yasin over the top. Repelled. To Cool's feet.
Ladis Jr. Oh, that's a great ball. He is onside.
Yep, 100%. Sentinel. Rare touch for him so far. Puts a man down. Falls favourably to Diddy, but Guto takes it off him. Good 2v1 there from Guto. Comes out on top. Cooler. Good football from him as well. The man who played that ball over the top. SJ Clay gets some change this time. Will get professionally fouled.
Fair play. Fair play.
Why not?
And that's where you got to use it. That's where you got to do it, 8 Ball.
Why not?
And it's a dead ball from probably a not a shooting angle, 8 Ball. Can they work something here? They've gone short. Diddy plays it to the edge of the box. It wouldn't want to fall to that man though, 8 Ball, when you go to the edge of the box.
no disrespect. Put it on his head, yes. To his feet, maybe not. But a good idea. But I'm just thinking, if you really wanted to work that, if that was really the plan, get someone on the end of it who can take that shot from there, because you're not going to get too many more chances against a side like this, Domino.
Yeah,
he says as they get a corner.
I don't know how that's a corner, but I mean, we are far away from that here, Abel. I just didn't see that being a corner. But let's see what SAF can do here. Can they just turn the tables on GMask and attack them at their own game?
Can you imagine the scenes? Tuanze is the target. He kind of wins it. João Lukaku picks up the pieces. Under a bit of pressure here.
Yeah.
Our team GMask. We've seen it a lot this season, to be fair, Domino. I mean, they're comfortable being put under pressure. And they're yet to crack so far from what we've seen. So I don't think they'll mind us too much. Wow, that is a man full of confidence.
Yeah, you got to back yourself there.
Oh, and finds the pass as well. It's ridiculous. Christos to Guto. Yasin into Rayo's feet. Just about gets away with that one. Raven. Good expansive football from the league leaders. Ladis Jr.
Yes. Ladis is the only player, Abel. I see when he picks up the ball, no one goes towards him and thinks they can press that man. He backs you and he drives you away. Like, he genuinely is one of my favourite wingers to watch. And I would go out and say he's one of the best, or the best attacking winger in this league.
Yeah. Do you know what? He'd really suit playing in the 4-3-3, wouldn't he? That would be a good watch where he just has absolute license. But if he wants to win league trophies, this is the best place for him. This is the best place for him. If he wants to entertain me and Domino, we'll make a side for him. It's fine. We'll find him a side. We'll lose every game, but it'll be great to watch.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, big wages here for you, sir.
Raven over the top, looking for Wembyama. Everett does well. Keeps a hold of it. And goes long as well. And to be fair, they are getting a bit of change out of these knockdowns as well. And quite clearly, SAF Prolific have fallen into going a bit more direct in this second half, whilst they try to continue to fend off. Tuanze's a quality player, by the way. While they try and fend off this Team GMask attack, which so far so good. 68 virtual minutes gone.
And again, I'm going to go back onto Ladis, Abel. Just things like that, Abel. He's just not silly with it. He doesn't do it in ridiculous positions. Decision making to know when to do it. And it's another insane winger.
Here he is.
Here he is on the
edge.
Knockdown.
Petro did really well there. Picks the ball up again. Down the line to SJ Clay's got a runner in Diddy. Waiting for that overlap again. Just forced it a little bit. They get away with it. Cooler, that's the man you want on the ball. Sentinel, another man you want on the ball. Shut out though, because that press from Team GMask is brutal no matter where you are on the pitch, and Everett's done really well there with a reverse header. Wembyama's got Ladis on his right, goes inside instead to Yasin. Gives it to João Lukaku, cuts onto the left, cuts onto the right, gets the shot off and finds a way through when everything else fails. Let the gaffer show you the way, and what a big finish, a big important goal that is for this Team GMask side. Top of the league, and there's going to be a time, Domino, there's only 7 games left of the season. There's going to be a time where, and they probably don't know it until they look at the league table and everything's updated, that they've actually won the league. And do you know what? That might actually be the goal that does it.
Hey, Paul, I'm not going to lie to you. I think the next game that you have to play GMask, if they've actually won, they need a guard of honour. They need a virtual guard of honour, and I want to be here for it.
Who's the team that's gonna do that? Because no one in their right mind is gonna want to do that at all.
Someone should enforce the virtual guard of honour. Oh, and he's there. I think he's straight offside, but he's left it for him. And as I was saying, Abel, in that run-up with Ladis Jr., in my opinion, the best attacking winger in the league. João Lukaku is the best all-around winger.
He is, yeah. We said it before the start of the season, and he's went on and had a phenomenal season. So, thanks for proving that every now and then we say something that's correct. Tuanze.
It doesn't happen often.
No. That is the one thing we got right this season.
And if you were the SAF team, April, you'd expect it, but you'd feel deflated, April. You do feel like it's, I wouldn't say it's a 0-0 game, but you think you could get some change out of it, and it might be a little bit less now there, and again, a great save. Also, but here's another corner 8 ball, and they've done really well 8 ball, and it looks like they're just not going to attack this. They're going to
have a shot.
No one's back there 8 ball again, and game management. It's everything a championship team needs.
Ooh. Maybe they know. Maybe they've done the maths themselves, Domino. Maybe this is them confirming to us live on stream. You heard it here first.
If it is, someone needs like an edge of the box power shot now. Laddis, look, I can see Laddis creeping.
He is. I can see him. Right. I think that's the confirmation, Domino. I'm gonna go on a limb and say it. They're so potent from corners, and we've seen them be 1-0 up, 2-1 up this season so far, and not do that. So
yeah,
it's a whole lot of respect to Saf Prolific though, and here they go. Wares blocked by Guto, cleared by Guto, only as far as that right hand side. SJ Clay picks up, Petro into the box. Guto gets rid of it.
Spoilers here, 8 ball. I think Saf want to do it. And they haven't got the emergency.
Guto's just won about 4 headers in a row, Domino. It's phenomenal defending. Diddy, that's the man you want on it. Oh, he can't get it in. It's got to go. It's got to go. Kula is the man to chuck it in. Wakabashai says thank you very much. And that very may well be the league title going to Spain. Team GMask, 107 points so far this season. 6 games to go. I reckon, Domino. I reckon they may well have done it there.
Well, 8 ball, if they hadn't done it there, points-wise, and if there wasn't a nail in a coffin coming into tonight's games, that was it. Yeah. And we can sit here and talk for a while about the Team GMask season, about the set pieces, about the team selection, about the consistency, about the footballing ability, about winners in the team, the defensive structure. There's too many positives. I feel like we've seen enough of them on this channel, 8 ball, that each player individually we'd know, and it's been flawless. It's been a flawless season for them. And if this was their sayonara, this was their swan song and their last match to clinch them the title, what a season it's been for those boys at GMask.
Yeah, and that has very much been how they've been all season. They look good going forward, of course they do. But defensively, and I'm not just talking about the defense and the goalkeeper when I say defensively either. It's just across the pitch. You know, we saw Laddis Jr., his defensive capabilities, and yet Domino's saying he's the best attacking winger in the league. It just doesn't make what they do just doesn't make any sense. And again, you know, we saw Guto there for the last 5 minutes. He won 4 headers in a row. Who does that? I haven't won 4 headers all season. It just doesn't make any sense. What they do just does not make any sense. But it works. And like I said, Domino, I said weeks ago, I think it might have even been in week 5. The teams around Team GMask who would have been expecting to be there or thereabouts this season, and you can fill in those blanks. You don't need me to do that.
Yeah.
I said in week 5, they just forget about this season. Forget about winning the title this season. It's not going to happen. No one's going to beat this Team GMask side to the title. It's already gone. Take note of that blueprint and start recruiting to do what they're doing next season. Because they're one of the only teams this season, Domino, who have found a blueprint for FC25 specifically, because there's some very good sides out there. Of course there are. But for some reason or other, it's not worked for them in this game cycle. Whereas Team GMask look like they've been playing FC25 for the last 6 years.
Yeah, it's different. They do look a step above competition. That's a great way to look at it, Ball. Like I said earlier, you take those positives, what you said, take the positives of what GMask's done and be like, right, where are we going wrong? Do we have a consistent group of people or core on every single night for every single game? Maybe start with that. Their defensive structure was unbelievable. Right, recruit the better people in defense and let the other things come. But we know, as well as all the other players knows, each individual out there are special talent, 8-Ball. Like, where can you go out? You can recruit all you want, but where can you get a Wakabashai from? Where can you get a Joan Lukaku from? They don't grow on trees, 8-Ball. I'll tell you that now for a fact. I have looked for a Wakabashai tree that does not want to exist, 8-Ball. It should exist. That one does not exist.
If anyone knows where to get one of them from.
I'm going to make a Wakabashai tree top. I think it's a wicked idea.
We don't want any more world-class goalkeepers in this league, Dom. There's too many, and it leads to less goals, and we want more goals. And speaking of which, we've got two sides here capable of changing our goal fortunes tonight. It is our final game of Monday evening, SV Volt versus Fenerbahçe. It is 25th place, plays 16th. Bear with us here, because Fenerbahçe are ex-champions, and they're still playing some really good football, Domino. It makes no sense whatsoever.
And 8-Ball,
go on.
Really quickly, if there's not a narrative, that is a narrative. Obviously, SV Volt, when you look at the team sheets, 8-Ball, you might touch on this.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Right, okay, so there's a striker called Volt Prince.
Yep.
Playing up top. I'm guessing he used to play for SV Volt.
Yep.
Oh my Jesus Christ, can we create a narrative like this is like he got sacked and things like that? Can we create a false narrative to give a game some spice? I love a spice game.
Well, don't forget, boys and girls, if you didn't know already, Volt, who are a very good side, and a side, you know, I tip to finish in that top 8, maybe even top 6. They gave up their league position after about, I think it was 12 or 13 games. They were about mid-table when they did so, and they just completely kaput. So they gave up all their points, stopped completely, and then about halfway through the season decided they actually wanted to go back for it. Got a brand new team, maybe keeping 4 or 5, maybe. That's. Yeah, I'm looking at some of the names, if that. Whilst everyone else kind of went off and did their own thing, one being Volt Prince as well. So he's up top tonight for Fenerbahçe. Ethan misses out. That he was sent off the last game on the stream, so maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know. But yeah, that's the SV Volt story. So they came in at the halfway mark on 0 points. So they are fighting their way up the table and already gained a place. Like I said, there's about 10 games on average left for everyone this season. So again,
is it mathematically possible to get out of that danger zone, 8-Ball?
As of right now, I don't quite know, because the teams are going into the game, so I do need to go over to that. But maybe. Junior Neymar.
But I was about to say, I don't need any other excuse than watching players like Junior Neymar up front, Farouk Bike there, 8-Ball. I mean, the name, Berisha in goal. This Fenerbahçe team is criminal how they're that low.
Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense. And what I have noticed, Domino, obviously we're on someone's stream. One, it's a little bit laggy, so I apologise for that, boys and girls. Their camera is super dark. I don't know why, but I quite like it because it's late at night.
you got tired eyes, 8-Ball.
Yeah, I really have. It's really nice. Fenerbahçe in the blue, in the Fenerbahçe kit. Thank you very much for that. Stops all confusion. And the Germans, SV Volt, are in the white from left to right. They are at home tonight. And Farouk Bike sends a man for a Twix early on, but Adrian comes across, makes that tackle. Looking for the 1-2, doesn't come off. Will fall back to Farouk Bike. Emre into Love's Jinx. Gives it to Prince. He'll be looking for a goal tonight. Will he celebrate though, Domino?
He's gritty and capable.
Yeah, it's not a case of will he celebrate. It's is he going to gritty or is he not? That is. I'm offering odds of 4-1 for the see the gritty tonight. I mean, they've got to find a way past Berisha first. Abdul, though, wins this high up. Turn of pace. Big save from Berisha. Junior Neymar keeps it alive. Bertocoli is scrambled. Jan Locatelli gets one across. He's found the back of the net. He's offside.
He's offside. I saw the sign pop up. To be fair, in this FIFA, mate, be for anything.
Yeah, literally.
It was for travelling.
Yeah. He double dribbled. Here is Prince. Good feet from him. Domi out to loves jinxing a lot of the ball early on. Mark backtracks that, heads it out. It's going to fall back to Domi though. Looking for the byline. Verticoli does well, and that is going to be the first corner of the night.
Yeah, let's see what Fenerbahçe have got from this corner 8 ball. It does look like they're going to go to that near post with a flick on. They have got.
They have, yeah.
Flicked on. Is that flick on?
CC22
no one knows what's happening,
is
8 ball.
dying to put that away. Speaking of dying to put it away, oh, Lusengo comes out and absolutely cripples his ex-teammate. Bloom gives it away to Abdul again. Two possession-changing interceptions for him there.
Chaotic,
I like it.
frantic here, April.
This is this is what we're trying to say in the intro. You got Fenerbahçe, ex-champions, who for some reason are 16th. Makes no sense whatsoever. They're happy just to play football. They're just playing some football, trying to win games. If they don't, no stress. They'll win the next one. And SV Volt, you know, they've been given a purpose in. Let's see if we can avoid relegation. Let's see if we can do the unthinkable and only take 24 games to avoid relegation, and he might well be off there. This is what I mean with Fenerbahçe, Domino. It's almost like they don't care.
Abel, is that the last game where Fenerbahçe got the red card?
Yes. It was Epan. He's not playing tonight. He's suspended.
I remember you said that they got the red card, and it was the worst red card I think I've ever seen.
It was tragic. It was off the ball and everything, but. I don't know. This is what I say. I don't want to sound insensitive and say Fenerbahçe don't care, because quite clearly they do. But when people are throwing in tackles like that, I go, what do you want me to say? Emre to Farouk Bite. See you later. Leaves a man in his dust. Inside to Emre. Luke 44 central goes for the power shot. Big save. It's spilled out though to Donny, and he puts it away.
Onside. How was he left that much space there, April? Only man that was following that in. And I tell you what, you get rewarded for having a striker's instinct. Striker's instinct it was. And I genuinely not going to lie, April, I think that might be the first time Fenerbahçe have gone up 1-0 on our stream.
Again, we're going to go good odds on that. Luke 44 into Emre, comes back to him though. It was his initial shot that was saved. All the gains, that's a quality ball through the middle to Abdul. 1v1 against the goalkeeper. Puts him down on the floor.
8 ball, it's so clever. It is so clever. I don't know how the keeper didn't get sold there. I have no clue. It was unbelievable. But
again,
yeah,
we're talking about world-class goalkeepers. Berisha is always in that. He's always in that conversation of top 3 in the world. And like Domino said, that was a clever little finish. But Berisha didn't get sold, and that would be why, Domino. Because
yeah, it's well done, because the defender didn't give up on it in 8 ball either. He didn't just hold there and wait for the keeper to say save. He was doing his job and tracking back. I'd love to watch that in again, 8 ball, because that looks absolutely fantastic.
The problem I've got there, Domino, and I love to see it, and if it had come off, it would have looked ridiculous. 1-0 down.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too old school on this, but 1-0 down.
Yeah. I mean, if you were his teammates there and you're one-on-one, and you're especially the person put the ball through.
I was literally about to say, the gaffer put the ball through. Don't piss him off. Would not recommend.
He does want his stats. Yes, Neymar Jr. Neymar Jr. Get able. Oh, well, look at that. His fancy feet inside.
He is our one to watch always. Even when he's not playing, we'll watch him.
Yeah.
Bertolacchi. All the games swings it in, looking for that assist. Abdul's robbed him. Here is Prince, goes past his man, slides it through to Emre's strike partner. Edge of the box, bit of space. Farouk Bike robbed by Adrian. It's going to fall back to Fener though. Fener, to be fair, Dom, it's probably the best we've seen him all season.
Yeah, very good, and it gets a very good SV Bolts.
Exactly. Donny gives it to Maxim. Yeah, fair enough. Answers on a postcard.
Hey, well, that was a clothesline.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Epan get sent off for that not long ago.
That was really clever run, April. He checked back inside.
Last man as well, yeah, last man.
The guy was just like, nah.
No.
I'm not having that.
All the games will restart. SV Volt will feel hard done by that, but what can you do?
And if you're the defender, 8 ball, that's just very clever. Very
exactly,
clever.
mate. Exactly. 3 minutes to go till half time. SV Volt deep in their own half. And at least they're going to have to come out swinging in the second half, Domino. Like I said, they've got nothing to lose this season. That's the beauty of watching SV Volt this season. Nothing to lose whatsoever. Trying to do the impossible. They're always going to be a good watch. And, yeah, expect them to come out all guns blazing. But Fenerbahçe, again, like I said, a very good team to watch. They don't have any particular reason to be holding on to this lead other than...
How has he still got the ball, April?
Tried to go over the top. It is cut out, and that will see us through to half-time. Domino, talk to me.
Yeah, I tell you what, SV Volt have played... I think it started off really well, and they just lost a bit of rhythm. And I think the rhythm, it's not necessarily their fault. I think Fenerbahçe have done something we haven't seen them do on this channel. And that's be like resolute in defending. They've cut opportunities out where they needed to. And most of their decision-making has let them down this season. In this April, 90% of the decisions they're making is the correct ones. They've been really, really good. Very good value for money. And what a time to turn it around in the last week of
why not? Why not? I mean, it's good going.
Do what you want.
It's good going into next season. Again, Fenerbahçe. Another thing that doesn't make any sense is most of these players are VPG Esports Premier winners with Fenerbahçe, which again makes this season even crazier. And it's something we've said before. Some of these teams are struggling. We have no idea why, but they are. And having a good last week going into the new season in January, I think will give them slight confidence, but also it will help them make their mind up about who this franchise actually wants to keep.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're 16th at the moment. Quite clearly, anything less than top 6 for Fener is not a great season. So 16th is catastrophic. And, you know, if heads need to roll, then so be it. And this last week, people are playing for their places in this side. So, you know, we can sit we can sit here, we can joke, and you know, it's all good fun and stuff. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 4 or 5 of these lads not be back in January.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that needs to change here, April, with this Fener team. It's not what they predicted. And when your season changes, like, right, we're making a run for the title, gets a couple of games in, right, guys, we just need to get to that top 4 position. Right, guys, we need to hang in the league. From a team that's expected to go and win the entire thing, to make sure they stay in a league is very, very different. Really good block there. Green time, that power shot as well. And I'd be excited to know where that was going.
I was going to say, we've seen them going from that range because power shots are very OP on this game. As are corners, and that's what Fenerbahçe have here. 53 minutes gone. Fener 1, SV Volt 0. Swings it in. Quaresma heads it a bit too far down. I'd say always head it down. Maybe not that extreme. But Emre will be a man who is here next season. He is the gaffer, ex-FIFA Pro. Having a good game so far this evening. Down the line it goes. Luke wins it. Mark repels it. And we've got a... To be fair, Domino, I think this might be our first ad of the whole season.
Genuinely? I think this must be our first... Do you want to talk about the ad?
No,
How has that never happened? We've actually been really good and really lucky over... How many streams have we done? 22?
22 times 4 games. I'm too lazy to do anything about it as well, so... It is what it is, guys and girls. Yeah, I mean... Sharpie have got some free advertising right now. Well done, guys. They got more than what they paid for here, which is great for them. Not so great for us, but if they come back and it's 3-2, I'm going to be annoyed. I'm going to be annoyed. Anyway.
We should be back in.
There we go. We didn't miss a thing. Like Aerosmith said. Emre Yakin. 60 minutes on the clock. CC22 tries to go down the line.
I'm missing something. I don't know what it is, April, but they just haven't got that. I don't know, too long on the ball, or not expansive, or decision making. They're just lacking something. They're lacking a little bit of fire, April here.
I think they're just happy. They're just happy to be 1-0 up. we're getting some wicked lag at the moment. But here is Deagle, 3 on 3. Gets taken down. To be fair, Dom, I think that was the right decision.
Yeah, of course. I mean, when you actually do a professional foul that's meant for its purpose, other than because you're petulant, I'd always say it's a great decision. It looks like
9 times out of 10, it is just petulance.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much summed up SV Volt. Other than maybe other than a good through ball from all the gains. There he is again. Neymar's been absolutely starved of possession
starved of possession, April. Yeah, I think he's made some really good runs off the ball, used as a decoy, and then they've never reevaluated and got it back to him.
Goal scorer swings it into the back post. Deagle does well. And maybe, do you know what? Maybe it is mathematically impossible for SV to stay up, and maybe that's why the wind is out of their sails at the moment, because they do look like a team bereft of confidence or of any kind of purpose. And if they're already down, they're already relegated, then I totally get that. They will be playing in Elite A, B, and C next season. Why would they care too much about these results at the moment?
Yeah, you always want to put performance, and this man on the ball, he just hasn't had enough of it. And when he's given to go, he just hasn't got that return. And the keeper should come out. Yeah, should just trickle into his hands there. But it does look like Fenerbahçe are gonna see out this comfortable 1-0 position unless something drastic changes for the SV Volt.
I mean, it would be very Fenerbahçe if it did.
Yeah, well, yeah, this season Fenerbahçe makes sense if they go on and lose this 3-1.
Quaresma does well under pressure there, and there is Berisha to sweep things up. Currently on a clean sheet, and a clean sheet wins this game for Fenerbahçe. Down to Deagle, who's had a good second half. CC22 steps in, gives it to Prince, who will still be looking for that goal. That's a quality. I like that a lot, Domino, because that wasn't a professional foul. He's actually just fouled in, man. I love it. That's petulant.
that is the proper foul of petulance. Yeah. But to be fair, actually, looking through that phase of play there, I'm maybe giving that's a wicked ball, unlucky with the touch angle.
Yeah.
From SV Volt's point of view, maybe I'm doing Fenerbahçe a disservice because their press is very, very good at cutting this out.
Yeah.
And I might actually be doing them a disservice because they're cutting the ball out very nicely in these positions, April, and winning it. Here you go again, April.
Yeah,
right
bang on cue. This, like I said, this is the best we've seen Fenerbahçe play this season. Big tackle. Deagle's been my man of the match. He's been quality. He's been everywhere. Can't get the flick on. Miller is there. Flicked on by Donny, though. Loves Jinx. 2v2. Prince, though, I don't think he was going to pass it from there. He wants that goal on, but he's still got Bolt in his name, for crying out loud. Abdul tries to go around the outside.
Abdul's got burners.
This man has got pace for days. Neymar Jr. skills for days. All the game slides it through. Oh.
That was very, very Fenerbahçe this season.
Yeah. Big save. Big save from Berisha, and the on-rushing Quaresma, the centre-half, almost puts it into his own net.
In these positions, April, get it to that man in these positions.
Headed down. There he is. And they're trying their best, I tell you that. Emre Yetkin back there, the striker.
Don't go short. Long ball into the box. Get those scrambles.
I mean,
next scramble yours.
Neymar Jr. is the one taking the throw in right now, which is a cardinal sin. Nothing there. No change out of Luke 44, and Prince will complete the clearance, although it's going to come back. All the gains.
He did not want that, Abel. He did not want that.
No. Loves Jinx. Oh, that was close. That was close. I'm always looking for Prince. If he's ever going to get a goal, it's going to be now. I would just say to him, you wait up front. You wait. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunate. Sorry about that.
What is that?
2 minutes left for Fenerbahçe to hold on / get Prince a goal. Flicked on. Adrian takes it under. Farouk Bike does well, but ultimately gives it away. All the gains again.
Here we go.
Swings it out.
Wow.
Keeper's on the halfway. There it is. Game, set, and match for Fenerbahçe. An important 3 points for those guys as they look to avoid relegation themselves, Domino. Only 2 places above the relegation zone. And a good performance to go along with it as well.
I tell you what, like I said, this is probably the best Fenerbahçe looked on the channel, which doesn't, it is like a it's a problem for them this season. I think their one glaring positive 8-ball was that press. They cut out the ball really well. They were defensively solid bar that one mistake in the box. Yeah, they're excellent. They got the goal and they held on and didn't concede, which again, something we haven't seen on this channel. Maybe the Fenerbahçe resurrection now, early on.
I prefer Fenerbahçe.
yeah. It's too many syllables, Fenerbahçe. Going too many syllables.
I've got the league table up at the moment for everyone at home, and confirmation that puts Fenerbahçe onto 53 points. They've got a lot of games in hand. So they're going to have a very, very, very busy week this week. They'll be fine this season. They'll be fine. Who might not be fine, though, is Digital Esports, which for some reason are down in 18th place. So if you want to win a couple of games this week, Digital, that would be great. But again,
oh, wow, okay.
The rest of the sides, and yeah, maybe confirmation, Domino, that SV Vault have picked up 33 points in, what's that, 18 games? Which is unreal, by the way. Fair play to them. Fair play to them. But yeah, some of the sides down there. Even Apoel, it makes no sense. Apoel are a very, very good side. We saw them at the LAN. Vortex, Galatasaray, Alte, Thunder, who the first tournament of the season got all the way to the final. Hyper Spirit Phoenix. This is what I mean, Domino. There's no easy games in this league, and
no, that is a horrible league.
Yeah, but then you look up from that and say, okay, well, you know, which of the next 18, 17 teams should be in there? And it's like, well, I don't know any of those either. So at the end of the day, someone's got to go down, and someone's got to finish in that all important top 4, top 6, top 8 that we're always talking about. So what we do know, Domino, is that Team GMask they just do what they do best, and they just win again. And we think that's it. Here at Pro Clubs Weekly, we think that's it. VPG, the actual official people, will confirm that at some point, probably tonight/tomorrow. And speaking of tomorrow, Domino, that is when we will be back live on this channel. So if you're not subscribed already, please do so. And while you're at it, make sure you are subscribed to Pro Clubs Weekly as well. That is us on behalf of VPG. So boys and girls, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for joining us, supporting competitive pro clubs as per usual. We are back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Thursday off. Monday is the end of ends. It is the final stream of the season. We've got a cup final, that UK Pro Series. We've got a cup final tomorrow as well, actually, Domino. That is the Esports Cup final. So
I tell you, business end of our streams, 8-ball. I'm here for it. I fancy it.
Squeaky bum time. Please don't ask me who's playing in that, because I meant to take a note and I didn't, so apologies. But you'll find out probably tomorrow. If not, we'll tell you on stream. That's how good we are. But yeah, once again, thank you very much for tuning in. We are Pro Clubs Weekly on behalf of VPG, and Domino, I'll let you say goodnight.
No, like always, guys, a pleasure to have you guys on the channel. Pleasure to be hosting on this wonderful channel of VPG. And guess what? We get to do it all again tomorrow. Have a good evening. Back here, same time, like always.
Cheerio, guys.